Welcome back to Bear Download. I'm Rich Campbell with Dan Wiederer here at Hallis Hall on Wednesday, where we heard from General Manager Ryan Pace, John Fox earlier this afternoon. Make it official. Jay Cutler will be the starting quarterback in 2015. Basically did not open it up for competition. Jay's their guy. After getting to know him and researching his film, they feel confident. We've heard this before from different regimes coming in. Dan, what do you make of the decision?
A couple things notable here today, Rich. Obviously, I think it's extremely notable that on the day that they announced Pernell McPhee as their newest signing as a Chicago Bear, that the majority of questions were around Jay Cutler. Ryan Pace finally goes on record and says that Jay is the starting quarterback here. I would characterize it more as an announcement than a vote of confidence, because you don't get this overwhelming sense of exuberance from Ryan Pace and John Fox as they go forward here. I think it's obvious in their lack of commitment to Cutler through January and February that they were interested in trying to figure out what some plan Bs might have been, and because nothing really intriguing came to them, they're obviously playing this out, and it's in everybody's interest, obviously, to make it work, for Jay Cutler to have a great season and for them to go forward. But I don't get this overwhelming sense of confidence that they feel, okay, we're set and we're ready to steam forward with Jay Cutler as the answer.
Right, and not a lot of surprises here, right? I mean, we know the physical ability that has enticed other coaches when they've come into this team and had a chance to work with him. And you hear John Fox and Ryan Pace talking about some of those same things. The physical ability, number one, and then number two, the mental, emotional willingness to work at it. And by no means did they characterize Jay as a finished product or a solution. They understand that they're going to have to build a running game. They're going to have to build a defense around him. And because this contract sort of handcuffed and restricted them a little bit this offseason, we know that next offseason they can make these type of decisions again, revisit the situation, see what else their options are, and decide again based on a body of work and as they get more familiar with Jay going forward, what they want to do with him.
Yeah, there's a lot here. There's a lot to digest here. Obviously, they have Jimmy Clausen back as the backup, and they're going to have to figure out how that quarterback position unfolds. But again, as you mentioned, it's about building a support system around him once again and figuring out if you can capitalize everything that he has. These are two guys in Ryan Pace and John Fox that are big believers in energy and intangibles. And you get the understanding that while they appreciate Jay's willingness to try to sharpen his leadership skills, they understand that it's not necessarily in his DNA altogether. And while Jay was one of the first to text Pernell McPhee, congratulations on signing with the Bears, he's not this rallying presence, and he's never going to be. And so you have to work with what's there and try to maximize it.
Yeah, I mean, take the Brandon Marshall situation, for example. John Fox and Ryan Pace obviously did their homework on that situation in terms of the intangibles. Yeah. So they would have done the same thing with Jay. They understand what they're working with here and the body of work he's established. And so you're right. You look at other options, and considering the money, considering the lack of options, and considering Jay's physical ability, you can go forward with that. But you got to help them, and that's one of the things John Fox talked about today. We know that they were hosting Eddie Royal, receiver from Denver, on a visit. Royal had his best season with Jay Cutler in Denver in 2008. Can you recapture that magic? Who knows? But it does come down to a running game and defense. You got to take some of the burden off the quarterback, and they understand that at least.
I think if you want the forward philosophy from Hallis Hall right now in the quarterback position, it's let's make this work.
Yeah, and also it's open-ended, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you have to keep your options open. But, another year, Jay, so you wonder if any of the positives that he developed under Mark Trestman in terms of the maturity. We talked about him being a father at times and understanding priorities as he's moved on in his life. He's got a chance to apply it in a fifth offensive system, fifth offensive coordinator. It's really stunning to his staying power versus the coaches that have run through here.
So a lot more Cutler talk ahead, which people love, right?
I know, seriously, the narrative never gets old, huh?
No.
For Dan Wiederer, I'm Rich Campbell. That'll do it for this edition of Bear Download.